I think they're closer than people think. I don't think people realize just how talented Larry Bird was and how great he was. Larry Bird was a career 24, 10, and 6 guy. Let that sink in. 24, double-digit guy, 24, 10, and 6. Skip, he could score the basketball when the three-point shot was not in vogue. Skip, people don't realize this. Larry Bird attempted less than 2 threes per game. Currently, there are 197 players attempting at least 2 points, at least 2 threes a game. Let that sink in. Larry Bird, arguably one of the greatest shooters of all time, only attempted less than 2 threes per game. And people are like, well, he couldn't be doing what he's doing. Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is averaging 29 points a game, and he can't shoot the ball near as good as Larry. Skip, I think LeBron scores the ball a little better than Larry because he shoots the ball. He can get downhill a little better than Larry could. Now, the rebounding is a little. I think Larry's a better rebounder for the simple fact, Skip. Larry guarded people that played closer to the basket than LeBron. LeBron defends guys that spend most of their time on the perimeter. So for him to average 7 rebounds a game when he spends the majority of his time playing on the perimeter is pretty good. But Larry was a 6 assist a night guy. Playing, Skip, Tiny Archibald one year was the point guard. And the other, for a lot of his career, Dennis Johnson was the point guard. Dennis was a 2, but he played the point. So he averaged 6 assists a night. Skip, Larry finished second in the MVP 3 straight years before he reeled off 3 consecutive MVPs. He finished top 3 in the MVP voting from 81 to 88. Skip, he was dominant. But the thing that I love most about today's players and guys like LeBron, they will give credit to the older generation, where the older generation seem a harder time. You see, Charles, what did he say, Skip? Man, LeBron didn't want no part of the bad boy Pistons. LeBron says, man, Larry would have been good at in any era. You see, everybody thinks their era is special. But you know talent, generational talent, could have played in any era. And it's hard for me to believe. I just don't know why guys that were good in the 80s, guys that were good in the 90s, seem so unwilling to give guys that are great in the 2000s and the 2010s and beyond the credit that they deserve. But I think Larry Bird is the second greatest small forward in NBA history, behind LeBron, and I got KD third. That's my ranking. And everybody knows. You can go back to Glenville High School, you can go to Savannah State and ask, who was Shannon Sharp's favorite player when he was growing up? And I guarantee you, they will tell you Larry Bird.
Okay. So before I address who was better, Bird or LeBron, allow me to comment on what just happened on Sunday afternoon via LeBron James on social media. Out of the blue, out of nowhere, for no apparent reason, LeBron suddenly posts an ode to Larry Bird. Huh? This is ahead of episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance, featuring Michael Jordan, the obvious GOAT. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, LeBron posts an ode to Larry Bird? Wait a second, are you trying to take some of the focus off Michael Jordan and say, wait a second, everybody, do you remember Larry Bird? He played in Michael's era. And even though LeBron didn't post this, I think LeBron is such a student of history that he knows full well that Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird in a playoff game. Larry Bird's Celtics went 6-0 against Michael's Bulls. Never beat them. These were best of 5 series, first round series. Yep. And it was sweep, 3-3. 3-0, 3-0. So I think LeBron is trying to remind everybody between the lines subtly, everybody remember, Larry Bird was really good. In fact, it sounds like maybe LeBron's trying to make the case that even Larry Bird was better than Michael Jordan. All of a sudden, he was so cold with 4 exclamation points. Well, the problem with the post is, for certainly a student of history, it's such a duh. I mean, LeBron, it's like suddenly posting out of left field. This Magic guy, he was really good. He could really play in any era. Or this guy, Kareem, he was something special. Anybody remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? That's how it comes across. Like, does anybody remember how good Larry? Yeah, we remember Larry. We remember LeBron. No. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, Skip. You all because nobody else played basketball. Since from 84 until 98, nobody else played basketball other than Michael Jordan. That's what you in The Last Dance would have you believe, that nobody else won an MVP, nobody else won finals, nobody else won finals MVP. Only Michael Jordan played in the NBA. And so LeBron said, hey, don't forget about old Bird, old Larry Legend was cooking folk.
Mm-hmm. So you're agreeing with me that LeBron was actually saying, hey, everybody, remember him because he was actually better for a stretch than the quote-unquote GOAT was, the star of The Last Dance. I believe that LeBron was doing everything in his power to lead his blind witnesses away from Jordan toward Bird. And it's fine. It's a nice try. It's a little weak. It's a little lame. It's a little pathetic to me, but it's a nice try. Now let's get back to Jenny's question. How close was Larry Bird? Well, I told you last week, I rank LeBron all-time top 10, number 9. He's 9th on my list. I told you last week. And 8th on my list, Larry Bird, your favorite player growing up. So obviously, I believe that Larry Bird was just a little better than LeBron James has been so far through almost 17 years. The reason he was a little better, we're back to the intangible. Killer will, mental toughness, clutch, gene. Larry Bird was a bad man. Larry Bird took a bunch of nobodies at Indiana State all the way up the ladder of the NCAAs through March Madness to the national championship game against Magic Johnson and Gregory Kelser in Michigan State. That was extraordinary. And then he rose up again into the NBA and became Magic's arch rival, his chief number 1 rival. And if not for Magic, Larry would have won 5 finals, probably with 5 MVPs. But
yeah, he would.
Larry Bird, well, okay, but Larry Bird, to your point, was a little better rebounder than LeBron. I don't think LeBron actually focuses on rebounding the way Larry did. And one year, Larry averaged 11 a game, which is pretty great. Obviously, Larry was a much better shooter than LeBron ever dreamed of being, because even from the free throw line, Larry was almost a career 90% free throw shooter. And then as a passer, Larry Bird was gifted. He had that gift of seeing it before it happened. He just wasn't so much of a point guard as LeBron has often been, or point forward. But Larry one year averaged 8 assists. So you can see he had the capability of getting up toward 10 assists a game. And then let's not forget the fact Larry Bird made 3 all-defense teams. 3. He did it mostly roaming, playing center field, stealing, disrupting, just getting his hands on the ball and passing lanes. He did, but he made 3 all-defensive teams. That's hard to do when you're not exactly known for your defense. And then finally, you win 3 MVPs in a row, and you do have 3 rings, and you were Rookie of the Year over Magic. So all that adds up to me that, you know, LeBron was right. This man was so cold. He got this one right. He was so cold that he was even a little colder than LeBron has been.
Hold on. Let's see. Larry was Rookie of the Year. So was LeBron. Larry has 3 MVPs. LeBron has 4. Larry has 3 finals wins. LeBron has 3. LeBron is 3-time finals MVP. Larry has 2. LeBron has more points, more assists, more rebounds. I'm confused. Under what scenario? How do you get that? How?
Wait a second. If you're doing longevity stats, can't compete with you there, because as you know, by 1992 in the Barcelona Dream Team Olympics, Larry's back was so bad, he could barely walk. He could barely get in the game and play his 10 minutes a night. So his career got cut short. It was ended prematurely by a chronically bad back at a time when they didn't know how to treat backs the way they do now. So, no, Larry didn't have the physical therapy. He did not have the ability to spend millions on keeping his body the best it could be. And I don't think he was a workout warrior. So it cost him a few years off the end of his career. So I can't compete with you on longevity stats. I just know who's do I want the ball in Larry Bird's hands at the end of a game or LeBron's? Larry's, every time, day or night.
Look, I love Larry Bird, and I think the thing is, Skip, is close, and that's what I said. I said it's closer than people think. Skip, the thing is that because at least, Skip, we have this documentary, and I don't know how many people saw the documentary of Larry and Magic, but Skip, people don't realize, the reported, Skip, he was one, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, he was one steal away from a quadruple double. He had played 33 minutes, but they were blowing the team out. Casey Jones asked him, did he want to go back in the game to get a quadruple double? He said, nah, I've done enough damage tonight. Skip, now you tell me the guy, Skip, that needs one steal, one rebound, or one assist, or 1 point from getting a quadruple double, considering that there have only been a handful. Akeem Olajuwon had 2.